G'day mates, welcome to Australia, where Mother Nature went absolutely wild with her paintbrush. From the rugged red outback to turquoise coral reefs, this is a land of extremes and extraordinary beauty. Meet the locals, kangaroos that box better than professionals, koalas who've mastered the art of the power nap, and wombats whose square poop is just one of Australia's many quirky mysteries. Yes, you heard that right. Square poop. Australia isn't just different, it's beautifully bizarre in the best possible way. In the next 20 minutes, I'll take you on a journey through a country where you can surf world-class waves in the morning and sip wine from century-old vineyards by sunset. A place where ancient Aboriginal culture meets modern metropolises. So grab your sunnies, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into the land down under. Sydney, New South Wales. If Australia had a business card, it would look exactly like this. The iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge and Opera House. But trust me, Sydney is so much more than its famous landmarks. The Rocks District is where European Australia began, and these cobblestone streets have stories to tell. Pro tip, skip the tourist traps and grab a flat white at one of the local cafes. Aussie coffee culture puts even the most pretentious hipster joints back home to shame. And this is Bondi, where beach culture reaches religious status. The Bondi to Coogee Coastal Walk is non-negotiable. 6 kilometers of jaw-dropping views that'll flood your Instagram and make your friends question their life choices. See those surfers? They make it look easy. I tried once and spent more time underwater than on my board. But that's the beauty of Sydney. You can be a complete amateur and still feel welcome. Just mind the rip currents and always swim between the flags unless you fancy an unexpected meeting with a lifeguard. Welcome to the Great Barrier Reef, the only living structure visible from space and home to more biodiversity than some entire continents. Slipping beneath the surface here is like entering another world. The colors are almost hallucinogenic. Electric blues, fiery oranges, and purples so vibrant they seem artificial. But there's nothing fake about this wonderland. Climate change is taking a toll on this fragile ecosystem, so what you're seeing now might look different in just a few years. That's why responsible tourism matters. Choose tour operators committed to reef conservation and consider carbon offsetting your trip here. When I first saw a giant clam snap shut, I nearly inhaled my snorkel. These creatures can live for over 100 years. The marine biologists working here are passionate about preservation and happy to share their knowledge. Just don't ask them about Finding Nemo unless you want a friendly lecture about clownfish biology. Melbourne, Victoria. If Sydney is Australia's show-off, Melbourne is its cool, artistic sibling who reads poetry and knows all the underground bands. This city breathes culture from every laneway. Speaking of laneways, they're Melbourne's signature. These narrow passages have been transformed into urban galleries and hiding spots for some of the best cafes and bars in Australia. Hosier Lane changes its appearance almost daily as artists add new layers to its ever-evolving canvas. Melbourne takes its coffee deadly seriously. Ordering a plain coffee here might get you a look of confusion. It's all about the magic, piccolos, and cold drips, and brunch. It's not just a meal, it's a competitive sport. Avocado toast was practically invented here. After dark, the city transforms into Australia's cultural powerhouse. From the spectacular theaters to tiny comedy clubs where you might catch the next Hannah Gadsby before they hit the big time. no image can prepare you for your first glimpse of Uluru. Rising 348 meters from the flat desert, this isn't just a rock, it's the spiritual heart of Australia. Watch as sunset transforms Uluru through a spectrum of reds, oranges, and finally deep purple. It's like watching the earth breathe. The silence out here is profound, the kind that makes you realize how noisy your everyday life actually is. For the Anangu people, the traditional owners, this is a sacred site rich with jukurpa, ancestral stories. While climbing Uluru was once popular, it's now prohibited out of respect for its cultural significance. Instead, take a guided tour with Aboriginal custodians who share stories that connect this landscape to the oldest continuous culture on Earth. And the stars? City dwellers, prepare to have your mind blown. With zero light pollution, the Milky Way doesn't just appear, it explodes across the sky in a display that makes you feel wonderfully insignificant. Cairns and Daintree Rainforest, Queensland. This is where two World Heritage Sites kiss. The ancient Daintree Rainforest literally meets the Great Barrier Reef. It's the only place on Earth where two such ecosystems connect. At 180 million years old, the Daintree is older than the Amazon. Walking through here feels like time travel. Primeval ferns tower overhead, and the humidity wraps around you like a blanket. Listen closely and you'll hear the chorus of wildlife that calls this dense jungle home. Keep your eyes peeled for cassowaries, magnificent prehistoric-looking birds that can disembowel you with one kick. Don't worry, they're generally shy, but I still nearly jumped out of my skin when one crossed the path ahead of me. The freshwater swimming holes here are nature's perfect infinity pools. Mossman Gorge offers crystal clear waters surrounded by boulders that have been smoothed by centuries of flowing water. Just don't expect to have these spots to yourself during peak season. Tasmania. Tasmania is Australia's wild child, rugged, remote, and utterly breathtaking. About 40% of this island state is protected wilderness, and you can feel the difference in the air the moment you arrive. These forests feel enchanted. Trees older than European settlement, moss-covered fallen logs, and that distinctive earthy smell you can almost taste. The Overland Track is Australia's premier multi-day hike, but there are plenty of day options if you're not ready to channel your inner Bear Grylls. In bizarre contrast to all this nature, Hobart hosts Mona, the Museum of Old and New Art, which is basically Australia saying, yes, we can do weird contemporary art that will make you uncomfortable and fascinated at the same time. The museum is largely underground, creating a labyrinth of thought-provoking and sometimes shocking exhibits. And yes, Tasmanian devils are real. These feisty marsupials might look cute, but their bone-crushing jaws and blood-curdling screams will quickly reset your expectations. They're facing extinction due to a contagious facial tumor disease, so wildlife sanctuaries are vital for their survival. Perth and Rottnest Island, Western Australia. Perth is Australia's sunniest capital city, so isolated that it's actually closer to Singapore than to Sydney. This place has a laid-back confidence that comes from knowing you've got some of the world's best beaches all to yourself. The beaches here are postcard perfect, and unlike Sydney's crowded shores, you can often find stretches of sand with barely another soul in sight. Perth locals are obsessed with outdoor living, and once you experience a sunset over the Indian Ocean, you'll understand why. Just a short ferry ride away lies Rottnest Island, or Wajimup to use its Aboriginal name. No cars are allowed here, so everyone gets around by bicycle, creating this wonderful carefree vibe. And this is the famous quokka, the world's happiest, marsupial, and undisputed selfie king. Their naturally upturned mouths make them look perpetually delighted to meet you. But please don't touch them. Just appreciate their cute factor from a respectful distance. The island has over 60 beaches, each more perfect than the last. The basin is my personal favorite for snorkeling, like swimming in nature's own aquarium, with visibility that'll make you question if you're actually underwater. Byron Bay, New South Wales. Byron Bay is where Australia's counterculture set up permanent residence. Once a sleepy surf town, it's now a bohemian paradise where millionaires in linen pants mingle with barefoot backpackers. The pass is surf heaven, a perfect right-hand point break that draws wave riders from around the world. Even if you're not surfing, watching the experts carve up these waves at sunset is mesmerizing. The town itself is a mix of high-end boutiques, vegan cafes, and shops selling crystals that promise to align your chakras. You might roll your eyes at some of the New Age vibes, but there's something infectious about Byron's commitment to alternative living. The walk to Cape Byron Lighthouse is non-negotiable. Standing at Australia's most easterly point as the sun rises is one of those moments that makes you grateful to be alive. Plus, you'll often spot dolphins and humpback whales between May and November playing in the bay below. Adelaide and surrounding wine regions, South Australia. Adelaide is Australia's most underrated capital, a city of festivals, food, and fantastic wine. Designed with a ring of parklands embracing the city centre, it feels spacious and relaxed compared to its East Coast counterparts. Adelaide's Central Market is foodie heaven. Over 70 traders under one roof offering everything from just-picked produce to artisanal cheese that will haunt your dreams. The multiculturalism of Australia is on full display here in the best possible way, through food. Just a short drive from the city are some of the world's finest wine regions. The Barossa Valley is Shiraz country, home to vines planted in the 1840s that survived the phylloxera epidemic that devastated European vineyards. Wine tasting here isn't pretentious, it's educational and often hilarious. Aussie winemakers tell it like it is, and you'll learn more about wine in one afternoon here than from a stack of books. Just pace yourself. The pours are generous and those hills get steeper after the third winery. McLaren Vale offers a different experience, where vineyards literally meet the sea. The D'Arenberg Cube is a 5-story glass puzzle that houses a tasting room, restaurant, and art gallery. It's completely bonkers architecture, but perfectly captures Australia's willingness to experiment. Australia defies easy definition. It's a continent where ancient meets modern, where harsh outback landscapes exist alongside sophisticated cities. The true magic of Australia isn't just in its incredible landscapes or unique wildlife, it's in the spirit of the place. That wonderful blend of irreverence and respect. The way Aussies don't take themselves too seriously while taking stewardship of their land, very seriously indeed. As the last light fades on this sunburnt country, you realize Australia isn't just a destination. It's a feeling, a sense of freedom, of space, of possibility. It's where adventure meets wonder, where every day brings the chance for an encounter that will become a story you'll tell for years. Australia may be on the other side of the world for many of us, but once you've experienced its charms, a part of you will always call it home. I'm still finding red dirt from the outback in my backpack. A little souvenir from a land that gets under your skin in the most beautiful way possible. Thanks for joining me on this journey through Australia. If you enjoyed this video and want more travel guides like this one, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an adventure. Did you have a favorite Australian destination from today's video? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear which spot caught your eye or if you've been to any of these incredible places yourself. And if this guide helped you plan your own Australian adventure, give it a thumbs up to help other travelers find it too. Check out my previous videos for more travel inspiration and drop your suggestions for where I should explore next. Your comments actually help shape future content on this channel. Until our next adventure, happy travels and see you in the next video, mates.